Splatoon is coming out very soon all over the world, and while I've been talking about it a lot on my Twitter, I have yet to really discuss it here on YouTube. Since I'll be streaming it on Twitch all day on May 29, its release, as well as uploading Splatoon Funny Moments videos in the months thereafter, I figured now would be a good time to talk about it. For starters, Splatoon is Nintendo's newest intellectual property. It was first revealed at last year's Electronic Entertainment Expo, or E3, in the same Nintendo video that gave us our first look at Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. Splatoon also had a playable demo at E3, and by the end of the event it was one of the most anticipated games, not only from Nintendo, but overall. In the months since then, Nintendo has been dropping new information about the game on a regular basis, and by now we have a pretty good idea of what all the game will have in store when it releases late next month. Splatoon is set in a world inhabited by these creatures. They are called Inklings. They look like human children, but they are able to freely transform into squid-like creatures, which move quickly through paint. In the single-player campaign, the Inklings' enemies are called the Octolings, and the goal of single-player is to eliminate the Octolings with, what else? Paint. But the big draw of the game is the online multiplayer mode. 2 teams of 4 face off against each other in several modes, which range from simply covering the area with as much ink as possible to capturing an area and holding it for a specific length of time. This is the part of the game that many people, including myself, are most excited for. It's not often that we see a third-person shooter from Nintendo, and this is the first one that actually looks like it could be played for a long time down the road. The one complaint people have so far, and it is a big one, is that there won't be an online chat function, not even when you're playing with friends. The reason this was excluded is obvious. Nintendo is a kid-friendly company, and the last thing they want is for little kids to play this game and hear a bad-mouthed troll on the other side dropping every swear in the book. While it's admirable for Nintendo to make the effort, the problem comes from the fact that players really need to work together to play the online modes efficiently, especially in the Splat Zones mode. Nintendo's answer to this is split in two. First, they have certain commands you can shout out using the D-pad, much like the taunts in Super Smash Bros. When you are playing online. Second, they have programmed the Wii U's gamepad screen to show off the entire map with real-time looks at all players' positions. It's not the best alternative, but it's better than nothing, and there's always setting up a Skype chat if you absolutely must talk with your friends. With that out of the way, from the footage I've seen so far, I have no other complaints. Of course, I'm not big enough or well-known enough to be invited to Nintendo to get some hands-on experience with the game, but luckily a lot of other YouTubers are. Nintendo demonstrated the game to a group of about a dozen well-known gamers last month, and each and every one of them had nothing but great things to say about it. They each got about 5 hours of exposure to the game, and were able to adequately play through each mode that Nintendo had revealed up until that time. The only things they were unable to try out were altering the controls, which will be available in the final product, and the local multiplayer mode that had not been revealed at that time. Otherwise, they were all able to try out the single-player campaign, Turf Wars, and Splat Zones. They all were unanimous. Splatoon is a game worth picking up. The graphics are beautiful, and the gameplay fun and original. The game is flat-out addictive, and it's hard to see us getting tired of it even after several months. Beyond the gameplay, there are many things I like. Of course, Splatoon is getting its own mini-wave of amiibo, which unlock new challenges and even more fun. There are shops in-game where you can purchase clothes and weapon upgrades, and from the looks of it, there are ways to customize your Inkling character as well, a la Pokemon X and Y. Overall, I'm extremely excited for this game, and I can't wait to get my hands on it. Are you excited for Splatoon? What are you most looking forward to about the game? Perhaps you'd even like a chance to play with me after it releases on May 29. Write your opinions in the comments. Once again, I'll be streaming Splatoon on Twitch all day on its release, and then on a fairly regular basis afterwards, so be sure to head over there and give me a follow. That does it for this video. Thanks everyone for watching, and stay tuned for more.